Daughter of the Harlequin on fanfiction.net by HyotonUzumaki. Arkham Asylum prison yard. Her sun-kissed blonde sighed as she stared longingly at a photo in her hands. "What's the matter, Harley? Haven't seen you this down since the time you missed that special on TV," a woman next to her asked, tending to some flowers while another two women were longing on a semi-used couch. "Oh, it's nothing, Red. Just thinking is all," now identified Harley said, her blue eyes not leaving their place on the photo. A grassy tendril slinked towards her hand, snatching the photo from her as the other three girls took a look at the photo as they saw a red-headed woman holding a red, black-haired infant as the woman smiled brightly. "Oh, aren't they cute? And didn't tell me you had a sister. And just look at that little girl, she's precious," Ivy said, passing the photo to a tan, black-haired woman sitting on the couch with a tattooed blonde with black markings around her bright, lighted eyes, cooed at the photo until... "She isn't my sister," Harley said, getting their attention. "Who is she then? Cousin? Niece? Mum?" The black-haired woman listed off as the tattooed blonde shifted from a photo to Harley every few seconds. "It's you holding that adorable Nina, isn't it, Harley?" The woman hissed as her forked tongue slipped past her lips as the two other women looked at her like she was crazy. "Come on now, Rosa. That woman looks like she's in her late 30s. Harley has barely peaked her 20s, for crying out loud," the woman next to her said, getting a nod from the plant woman. "I know we've been in Arkham for a while, girls, but my assassin skills haven't dulled. While the hair and eyes have changed, her face hasn't. If anything, she's younger here than she is in the photo," they now identified Rosa said, making them look closer at the photo, seeing she was right. "She is right, girls, that's me holding my little whirlpool. That was the first and last time I held her in my arms," she said, shedding a tear as her friend sat next to her by the TV. "How old were you when you took this photo, and what happened to you to make you this young?" Rosa asked, sitting cross-legged as her tongue flicked out from her mouth. "It is a long story, but before I explain that, I should start with I'm not originally born here in the United States or even Japan. Before you ask, there is a hidden continent that is far behind the rest of the world technology-wise. There, instead, humans solely rely on technology. They use natural energy source that humans all use called chakra," she started. "Chakra? Isn't that the natural energy monks talk about?" a dark-skinned woman with the black hair asked, getting a so-so emotion. "You're partially correct, Selena. The monks know of chakra, but unlike the people from the hidden continent, they can't use it. The people of the hidden continent are so behind in technology that they must have in technology is the steam-propelled train in a snow country. The reason for this is because they're trained as children to be assassins or ninja," she said, getting a raised eyebrow. "Ninja? You mean those all-black wearing, smoke-spewing, one with the Shadows movie screen ninja?" the plant girl asked as that idea came to mind to the other girls. "That's kind of offensive, but what's the people here came to because they aren't capable of performing the things they could there. In the hidden nation, many of the things supervillains and superheroes do are commonplace. In fact, Ivy, in one part of the nation there was a man who could make a whole forest with his chakra," she'd said, making the girls go wide-eyed. "So the whole continent is inhabited by metahumans, maldito." "What else could they do?" Rosa asked, getting excited. "All depended on your imagination. Walk on water and trees, use of the elements, summoning creatures of immense heights. All this is capable. But we're getting off track as to the history of the nation," Harley said, getting serious. "The hidden nation is a large nation, as big as the United States, with its own climate change. Though much like the people here, they couldn't use chakra until a powerful demon appeared with 10 massive tails with power capable of absolute obliteration of whatever came into its sight. The people couldn't do anything to fight it, until a man prayed to the gods to give him the power to fight it. They granted him the power we call chakra, and gave him eyes that could be compared to a god's, as it let him take and give life and creation. Let him use elements, even gravity. She started getting wide eyes as she showed them a drawing of a large 10-tailed figure staring down to a tall man with his hair spiked out, with them forming horns at the top of his head. "What's with his eyes?" the snake woman asked, staring at the purple ringed eyes. "That's the eyes of a god, the Rinnegan. With the use of chakra and the power those eyes gave him, he absorbed the monster's chakra, sealing it into him, and used that power to seal it away into the very thing we see every night, the moon," Harley said, making them look at her disbelievedly. "I can't believe you on that one, Harley. Wouldn't we have noticed a giant monster on the moon?" Selena asked. "He didn't just seal it in the moon, he created the moon to act as a container for its body. But that isn't where the tale ends. He wanted the people of the nation to learn how to defend themselves. He used what was left of its body and turned it into a tree called the Sinju to bear fruit that graced the people with that energy. The man who became a legend became a sage and passed on his teachings to his 3 children," she said, showing 3 pictures. Showing a black-haired male with red eyes with odd markings in them, she said, "For the Uchiha he gave his son his eyes, but through years of hatred caused them to form the Sharingan, the evil eye." Showing a second male with brown hair and edge markings under his eyes, she said, "For his second born he passed down his body, granting all Senju to use of his chakra." And finally, the only woman in the group showing a red head, she said, "And for his firstborn daughter she was given his will, the ability to use their chakra in the ways that wouldn't be possible for others. This was bequeathed to the Uzumaki." Her siblings, thinking they were superior, didn't claim her to be a legitimate child of the sage and cut her out of the history books, causing the 3 to go their separate ways after his death. But before he passed, he used that energy to create guardians for the nation. They are what are known as the 9-tailed beasts. He viewed each of them as his children, and they viewed him as their father, she said, showing multiple tailed creatures. He told the 10 tails that one day a child would be born to be the connection between human and tailed beast, and would watch out for that child when he or she came to protect the elemental nations from a threat that would threaten not only the elemental nations, but the outside world as well. Generations passed when a girl in time of crises prayed to the moon, or more specifically the 10 tails, to protect her home as a child of the firstborn daughter of the sage. The large beast complied and formed the natural defense of the Uzu no Kuni, giving it the whirlpools protecting the island nation. After that, the people of Uzu no Kuni continued to pray that to the 10 tails as a god, the makeup-wearing woman said. "Okay, but how does this all tie to you, Harley?" the plant woman asked, getting annoyed. Sighing, she said, "I guess I can save the rest of the story for another day. Fine. To start off, I am not Harley Quinn, but actually Kushina Uzumaki Uchiha, daughter to Madara Uchiha, the leader of the Uchiha clan of Konohagakure no Sato. I was chosen to be the next container to the 9 tails, seeing as my great-grandmother, the woman who was the first container to the 9 tails when I was 6. There I came to the village, leaving my home shortly, before it was destroyed by my enemy villagers who wanted our secrets for themselves. There I met a man who at first acted like a sissy. I didn't like it there until I started making friends, and at one point when I was kidnapped I was saved by the blonde-haired idiot Minato Namikaze Senju. For years after that point he and I fell in love and had a child together. There is something you have to know about Uzumaki. She started noticing that the 3 women grew closer together as they listened. "What is it?" Pamela asked. "Well, the Uzumaki are never born male. I'm probably wondering how it that for generations the Uzumaki has lived for so long. Well, to overcome that, the 10 tails gave us the power the ability to birth with other women, making us hermaphrodites, as it released what chakra it had to affect the Whirlpool Nation, changing the women permanently. As such, we are never able to give birth to boys. Of course, if a person outside of the Uzumaki were to bear our children, we could possibly raise boys, but the odds would only raise slightly, she said, seeing as they didn't care. She asked why they didn't when Pamela said, Kushina, you're talking about being a transgender. Do you know, compared to the fact that people are getting powers from down power lines or chemicals, that's nothing different? But what are the odds for both? She asked with a raised eyebrow. If they are both Uzumaki, then a ratio of men to woman is 0 to 100, no question. If they're different clans, 25 to 75 split. Anyways, when I was giving birth, a man parading around in my grandfather's name came and tore the 9 tails out of me when my husband, who was the leader of the village, the Hokage, who is the president, if you will, of the village, went to fight him and won. Due to my Uzumaki longevity, I survived the separation, but the split did leave my chakra system flowing with the yokai, making me immortal. Wait, you're immortal? As in you can never die? Rosa asked incredulously. That's right. I was going to seal the 9 tails back inside me, but my husband chose to seal the QB into our daughter instead. I know the life of Jinchuriki, as they are hated by the very people they protect. He was always foolish in thinking so highly of somebody, as he asked them to see her as a hero. I was going to bring her with me, but... She faltered as another tear leaked from her eye. I didn't bring her because I know that a villain or hero would prosper using my little whirlpool against me. I chose to leave her with the techniques and weapons her father and I used, and left her in the care of people I could absolutely trust. The only regret I have is that I couldn't be in my daughter's life, she said, breaking down in tears, being held awkwardly by Rosa. The girls saw how torn she was. Why don't we go then? They looked at the plant woman as she elaborated. Why don't we go there? I mean, if Kushina could get from there to here, then should she be able to get back? I mean, I'm tired of the gloom and doom of this dreary place. What you told me, Kushina, it sounds like a paradise I would love to go to. We could get our stuff at a free moment in time, a commander or a boat, and you drive us there. Seems simple enough. Really, Red? You 3 would help me? She asked, getting a nod, making her smile, bringing into a hug. I've got nothing better to do. Besides, I want to see how these assassins act in your country. But how long has it been since you've left? Rosa asked, getting a nod from the Catwoman. 16 years. She should just now be again in the lowest rank of the shinobi ranks, she said. So it's a militaristic nation. How does the ranking go? Selina asked, as the others were just as curious. Well, it goes from academy student, where you go to learn how to be a shinobi for a number of years, Pam. Then Genin, being the official rank for starting shinobi. Then it's followed by the Junin rank, a step up from Genin. Then Junin, a 3rd rank, which is Tyra-Ed with the Anbu, the Black Ops of the Shinobi Nation. Then there is a Sanin. This rank gives you as much power and right as a Kage. Then Kage, the highest rank in Shinobi Nation and the leader of the village, she listed. So it's settled, we wait for the right moment and get the hell out of here, Pamela said, getting an excited nod from the jester as she looked at the photo again. Just you wait, Naruto mummy's coming home, she thought, hearing the prison ward calling for them to return to their cells. Leaf Village Namikaze compound. Naruto, come on, wake up, we're going to be late for teen placement. A pale-eyed girl said, annoyed as her longtime friend and love refused to wake up. She was wearing a pair of black Anbu-style pants with white medical tape on the ankles, and she wore a cream jacket that was left open, revealing her generous bust being concealed by a fishnet shirt. This is the heiress to the Hyuga clan, Hinata Hyuga, and fiancée to the woman under the covers. Natahime, you and I both know that I'll either be placed with Hatake or some other Junin who hates me. Why I gotta bother? The black and red-haired woman asked as she got up, revealing a slim woman wearing just a pair of sweatpants as a firm D-cup breast was presented to the world. You have to bother, because if you don't, they'll revoke your Shinobi license, and you'll have to take the Genin exam all over again. Even though you were Genin of the last year, the Hokage said that you are going to be surprised about how the pairings go. Please just get dressed. She begged, holding the red-haired woman around her waist, getting an irritated sigh as she leaned back into the buxom blue net as she kissed her neck, getting a moan. If you do that, both of us will be late. Now you go on ahead, I gotta get dressed, she said, getting an irritated knot, quickly leaving the compound. Yap yap. I know Kuraka Mama can have a split personality at times, huh? She said to the little black fox with hazel eyes. After bathing, she slipped on a pair of Greyhound-style pants with a fishnet shirt covered by a high-collared zip-up shirt that had the Uzumaki and Senju crest on the back, with opera-styled fingerless gloves with steel rings on each finger. On her hip was a long black katana with 3 edges with a long chain. On her back was a special sword she called Red Queen, and on a special carrier case she had a red sniper rifle that acted as a scythe she called Crimson Rose. And several pouches containing kunai and shuriken, self-made explosive notes, and extra spools of wire for the gloves. Time to see who I gotta tolerate. Please let me be somebody I won't have the desire to horribly maim, she said, walking out of the house with her fox Kuroka hopping onto her shoulder, wrapping her tail around Naruko's neck, locking the door of her family's compound. Naruko Uzumaki Uchiha Senju Namikaze was born alone, being raised by the Hokage and the shinobi he trusted the most after the death of her parents when she was born on the night the Nine Tails attacked. Many people who her parents were friends with did nothing to protect her save for a ramen family, the Inuzuka clan, the Aburami, the Yamanaramichi clans, and the only 2 Uchiha who looked out for her brother before the massacre Izumi Uchiha and her mother Mikoto, until she was forced to go rogue to prevent a possible civil war, with Mikoto's life being lost in the process, as well as a few other people who she's especially close to. As a young girl, the Hokage, his most trusted Ambu, and the clans took their time to teach her to everyone she knows, and has steadily grown as a dependable konoichi of tremendous strength in all fields. In truth, she was like her mother, a person who took to the shinobi way like a fish to water. Nothing was out of her reaches after she experienced it once she learned it with ease. Academy. Man, I'm doing that a lot lately, she said, leaning back against the desk behind her friends as the heirs of the other clans took a glance at her. Are you alright, Naruko? You look like hell. Ino said as she sat on the other side of Naruko, with Hinata sitting on the other, as she was Naruko's fiancée, with Hinata and Kira growing up together as children. I can't help but get this odd feeling something is going to happen. I don't know what it is or when it's going to happen, but I feel like it involves me for some reason, she said, planting her face hit the table in exhaustion. Let's get off the exhausting conversation. What team do you think we're going to be on? Kira asked, hopping on her desk, leaning forward with a grin. Kira, Inuzaka, heiress to the Inuzaka clan and future fiancée to Naruto, along with her sister and mother. The 3 of them watched Naruko grow. They grew attached to her with their pack mentality concerning alphas and saw her as the ultimate alpha dog. Must you ask, Kira Hime? It's obvious you're going to be paired with Hinata-chan and Shino-kun. Inohime is paired with Shikamaru Baka and Choji-chu-kun. They are most likely paired with Banshee and Teme. The Jonin are a wild card, she said as she heard her desk hasn't left the desk. Who knows, Naruko-chan, you might be surprised by the turnout, Shino said from behind her as he adjusted his glasses. Shino Aburame is the heir to the Aburame clan and a brother figure to Naruko, along with Choji and Shikamaru. Don't tell me it's one of your many tricks, Shino, she said, tilting her head back, getting a shrug. Nothing is given, Naruko, you know that. he said, returning to his book on insects, making Kira sigh as she sat on Naruko's lap, with Akamaru sitting on the table with Kuroka talking. Man, here I was hoping he'd pull out one of his many gems of wisdom, she said, getting comfortable on Naruko's lap. Kira, if you want to be able to use your legs without limping before the day is over, please stop. I had to give the same warning to Hinata this morning when she woke me up, she said, holding Kira by her hips, keeping her from moving, getting a smirk from the two women. As everyone continued to chat, the two Chunin came in, Mizuki and Iruka both being surrogate brothers to her. Alright everyone, it's time to give the names for the teams, Mizuki said as Iruka read their names from his clipboard. Naruko tuned him out until he got through the first 6 teams. For Team 7, it is Sasuke Uchiha, Sakura Haruno, and Sai Shimura with your Jonin sensei Kakashi Hatake. Naruko's eyes snapped open, hearing she wouldn't be with 3 of her 4 top dislike-me people, making her wonder just what the Hokage and the Elder Council had cooking up in their heads. For Team 8 it is Hinata Hyuga, Kira Inuzaka, and Shino Aburame, with Team 8's Jonin sensei being Kurenai Yuhi. The 3 nodded excited as they got each other as a team, making her raise an eyebrow again seeing the team combinations. Since Team 9 is still in circulation, we will go to Team 10 with Ino Yamanaka, Choji Akamichi, and Shikamaru Nara being led by Asuma Sarutobi. Naruko knew that at this point something was up, and she didn't know either to kick the old man in his coin purse or hug the life out of him as Ino asked. Iruka sensei, Mizuki sensei, what about Naruko? She wasn't mentioned. It's because she's weak, obviously, the founder of the Sasuke Uchiha fan club and former best friend Sakura Haruno. At first she was Sakura's first friend, with her and a bunch of kids were making fun of her because of her forehead, but Sasuke came into the picture. She cut all connection between the two of them, though Naruko promised her mother Saiki she would look out for her like it or not. No, Sakura, actually, she had the highest scores in the academy not seen since the Third War in Itachi. She was gifted with a higher rank as Tokubetsu Genin, as someone who shows skill that would be higher than average Genin or Chunin. Naruko, you're to meet the Hokage tomorrow for your first mission, Mizuki said, getting a nod as she let Kira get off her lap before whispering something in her Ino and Hinata's ears, getting a shared grin. Walking down the stairs, she walked out, ignoring Sasuke's rant as she walked through the halls to the Hokage's office. Arkham Asylum. Looking at the clock on the wall as the 4 women ran through her AR plan several times to make sure not a single thing went wrong, she used a shadow clone jutsu to take the form of a guard and sneak in, taking their stuff, and sealed them all inside a scroll to sabotage the electrical system hours after all the guards and doctors left the prison. 3, 2, 1. The power went out as they all burst, coating the room in darkness, opening the AR cells, causing a mass prison riot. They wasted no time getting out of the prison and ran to the closest dock, nor knowing the resident superhero Batman. Come on, we gotta hurry, Kushina said, losing her accent as they opened the harbour when it got darker around them. Going somewhere, they heard as a man wearing a bat-shaped cowl on his head with a black costume with a bat logo on the chest appeared. Oh, hiya, Bats, you're just going for a small swim. Care to join us, beautiful young lady, she said, getting scowl. You aren't going anywhere but back to Arkham, he said, taking a step forward until the slip of paper started to flash when the area around him got bright, followed by a bang. When the flash wore off, he looked around, scowling, seeing that the girls had already hoped onto a speedboat. Looking down, he grabbed a paper tag, scowling as he crumpled it in his first fist. Nobody gets away from Batman. Middle of the ocean. Ha 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 ha. Ah, I haven't used one of those in a while. I was thinking I used the explosive tag by accident for a second. Kushina said, removing the contact lenses, showing her slit amethyst as she forced chakra through her hair, making the follicles return to its crimson colour as she pulled out a scroll revealing their clothes while she tossed her old Harley Quinn costume into the ocean. Kushina, what are you going to wear? Pamela asked, watching her strip and swiped some blood from her finger against a strange mark on her forearm, getting a plume of smoke. Dissipating, she was now wearing a black turtleneck and Jonin vest with grey-bamboo-style shinobi pants with her short hair done in a small ponytail and her benihime secured on her hip. I suggest you girls get comfy. We won't reach the Heathen Nation for some time, so if you want to, we can take shifts, and it's going to take longer to lock onto Naruto's chakra. She suggested, getting a nod from the others. I'll take the first shift, you all rest, she said, getting a nod as the three women passed out, with her guiding the boat, thinking, not much longer now, Naruto-chan. The next day. Walking through the village, Naruto could only sigh in irritation as the civilians heard about how she got the higher rank than the village's golden boy. Making it through the tower, she entered the aged leader's office, seeing Danzo, another surrogate grandfather figure to her, all along with Hokage himself. A masked Kunoichi with a crow mask, and Anko Mitarashi, someone she loves dearly as she watched after her since she was a little girl. Standing in front of the Hokage, she couldn't shake the gaze the mask the Kunoichi was giving her was a familiar one, but she waited as she said, I am here as a requested Hokage-sama. He smiled, lighting his pipe, saying, Excellent. As you know, Naruto, you were given the rank of Tokubetsu Genin, a rank that hasn't seen the light of day since the last war. The rank in itself is special as well as the perks. For one, you act as a chunin and you answer directly to me. Secondly, like in the times of war, you would receive a promotion in rank all depending the number of missions you've completed. Quirking an eyebrow, she asked, how many would it take to get chunin or jonin? Exhaling, Danzo said, for chunin it would take a total of 27 D rank missions, and 10 C rank, or a single B rank. For jonin, you need 30 B rank and 15 C for Tokubetsu Jonin, or 30 B rank and 2 A rank for jonin. But those can be discussed later. He's right, Naruto. You see, as a Tokubetsu Genin, you stand outside the standard Genin parameters as you are stronger than a Genin and Chunin while standing between the two in rank. So it wouldn't need to be part of the Chunin exams. Now then, I would like to introduce you to your two partners, the aged Kage said. You already know me, Naruto-chan, as your badass girl, Anko Mitarashi, looking forward to working with ya sexy, she said with a grin as Naruto returned it. I think you're going to like who your second partner is, Naruto. Karasu, reveal yourself, Danzo said with an almost unnoticeable smile as she Kunoichi removed her mask, making her and Anko both go wide-eyed. Hello, Naruto-chan, Anko-chan, it's been some time, the revealed Kunoichi said, getting tackled into a hug by Naruto and Anko as they were shocked. Mikoto-chan, Naruto said, hugging her, afraid she was just an illusion, much like Anko was as she was seeing her best friend and practical sister. You're probably wondering how she's here. You see, she and Izumi were the assailants of the massacre to eliminate the aggressive Uchiha. It was Izumi's idea to go in disguise as what a large portion of the village knows as Itachi to perform the massacre and leave. She and Mikoto wanted to create a new Uchiha clan that wasn't based upon greed and a lust for power. Danzo explained, seeing as Naruto and Anko still haven't let go of the Uchiha matriarch. Cough, cough. The three looked up as they saw the two elderly men staring down at them with mirth and slight annoyance as Danzo said, if you're all finished with your reunion, we can finish? They nodded as he sighed. As I was saying, the three of you will be a permanent team. Even when Naruto takes Jonin status, your position as a team will stand. They nodded, satisfied at the position as the Hokage said. With that said, you three can start missions tomorrow. Dismissed. Overview. It had been a month since Naruto became a Tokubetsu Genin with her partners and loves Mikoto and Anko as they performed several full C, B, and A, tallying up a total of 70 missions total, permitting her to the rank of Jonin. When they weren't training, it was either missions or relaxing with the girls. During the month, Naruto felt several strong pulses of chakra, and one strong, similar surge of yokai before they vanished, making her wary as the sense came near Kiri. Hokage's office. "You wanted to see us, Hokage-sama," Naruto said with her Jonin vest absent. As much as she liked it, she didn't like the feeling of restriction it gave. "Yes, it seems Kakashi and Team 7 has gotten themselves into a spot of trouble during their escort mission, and instead of returning or calling for backup, he let Sasuke call the shots as Kakashi is currently incapacitated," he said, getting a raised eyebrow from the three women. "No offense, Gigi, but this is the moment where I say, and this is our problem, why, and also if Kakashi didn't send the message, then who did?" she asked as he presented an ink bird, nodding as he presented the scroll attached to its leg. "Now you will act as Team 7's backup. Also, Naruto, I'm sure you noticed the 4 chakra signatures last month. I want you to keep an eye out in case something happens," he said, with authority, getting a nod from the 3 women as they left. Forest of Wave. "Ugh, it's been a month since we got here. What's stopping Batman from finding us?" Pamela said, gathering herbs and different flowers, seeing different plants that don't exist in America, changing her clothing to black Ambu-style pants and a forest green muscle shirt with a black battle kimono top. "Don't sweat it, Ivy. I sense Naruto's chakra making a beeline here as we speak. At the most, we'll come across her within the time frame of today to 3 days from now, and the closest we could get to the Justice League would be an Amazon village made by the Themyscirans in hopes of learning the elemental nation's culture. Unless they have a way to contact Wonder Woman, I wouldn't worry," she explained, sitting on a tree branch. "I gotta say though, Kushina, after the training you gave us, these thugs and rogue ninja don't seem so tough," Rosa said, practicing her taijutsu stances, wearing what she had always wore. "You were a trained assassin, of course they are not going to stand a chance against you. Though, Pam, I am surprised you're pretty skilled in hand-to-hand combat," she said. "I already knew taekwondo and jiu-jitsu, but against Batman it's pretty pointless, you know," she explained, getting a nod. "So, Kushina, how are you so sure that your daughter is on her way? And on that slight note, how will you know what she even looks like?" Selena asked, stretching, changing her suit to all black Anbu uniform and grey kimono top. "It's an Uzumaki thing. We all have a unique chakra signature that we can all trace. And as to knowing that she looked like, due to her having the Uzumaki and Uchiha blood, she'll have both red and black hair like in the photo," she said with a sigh, getting weird looks from her 3 companions. Kushina, are you alright there? You are not lusting after your daughter, are you?" Selena asked, getting a raised eyebrow from her. "Actually, with her and I being the only Uzumaki alive, we would have to rebuild our clan. She's also the heir to the Namikaze, Senju, and Uchiha clan, so she would need quite a few wives to repopulate them all. And incest isn't a big deal, as that's how clans keep their bloodline from diminishing," she said truthfully. "Is that a proposition?" Selena asked with a raised eyebrow. "Well, I do appreciate the idea. I would like it if you got to know her first," she said after pausing with a smile. "What is it, Kushina?" Rosa asked, curious about the random smile. "She's here!" she exclaimed, jumping like a kid in a candy store, hopping from tree to tree, being followed by the others. Tazuna's home. "Is this the place, Unko-chan?" Naruto asked, getting a nod, reading the scroll while checking their location. "Yeah, the directions match up. Let's introduce ourselves," she said, getting a nod from the 2 other Kunoichi. Knocking on the door, Sai opened it, as he said, "Great, you made it." He let them in as he explained the situation, getting an irritated sigh from the 3 Kunoichi as Mikoto said, "Naruto, go scout the area while Unko and I speak with Hatake about his misconduct." The girl nodded as she waved to Inari and Tsunami after introducing herself while walking outside. Forest outside Tazuna's home. Nothing in the vicinity except a few thugs don't seem like much of a hassle, she thought, jumping down from the tree as they leered at her. Well, what do we have here, boys? A new toy to play with, one of the thugs said with a grin as he looked Naruko over, not seeing her weapons as he walked up to her, trying to cup her breast, only to feel something pierce his chest and heart, seeing a long nail coming from the girl as 9 black foxtails sprouted from spine as 2 black fox ears appeared at the top of her head. Thanks for your life force. Now how about you do something for me? Die, she said, focusing wind chakra through her nail as she severed the man from his stomach up. Such a vile life source, but the results are impressive. She drawled as her breast went from a high D to a low F. She even looked slightly older physically, like she was 17, as her hair grew longer to her back as it spiked out with it coming over one of her eyes. If you think you have a better chance than your friend, then come, she said, motioning them to come at her only to get sliced apart with a wire in her gloves. That wasn't as fun as I thought it would. Oh well, and to the Thor in the tree behind me, you can either come out or I'll make you, and believe me, you don't want that, she said, startling them. Behind the tree. The 4 women were shocked as they heard her while looking at Kushina as Pamela said, "What should we do?" "See, no, way," she said, "introduce ourselves," as she slowly walked from around the tree into Naruko's field of vision. I must have done something to be graced with 4 beauties in my presence, but I must ask as to who you are. Naruko asked with her tails found out with only her visible amethyst eye glowing, giving the 4 girls a view of another worldly booty, gaining a blush from the 4 women who looked to be in their early 20s. I'm Pamela Islay, but you can call me Poison Ivy, the green-toed redhead said, extending her hand to Naruko as she shook it. Rosa Salazar Astuto, but you could call me Copperhead, the blonde said, slinking around Naruko, showing her curves as she smirked. Selena Carr, but you can call me either that or Catwoman, the tanned dark-haired beauty said with a purr. She quirked her perfectly maintenance eyebrows. She wondered about their odd and named and aliases as she looked at their familiar red-head shape as she stepped forward apprehensively. Hi Naruko-chan, your mum's home, she said slowly as she saw the mirth in her daughter's eyes vanish, showing cold indifference as she walked forward, making her shut her eyes as she expected her daughter to hit her as the other 3 watched. They were surprised when instead she embraced her as they saw a slight tear fall from her visible eye. Naruko, Kushina said, being held tighter as her daughter's shoulder shook her while she and the other girls felt tears well up in their eyes as well. Where did you go? Why did you leave me alone? She asked as Kushina felt her heart break. My bad. I was afraid that if I took you with me, someone would have used you to get me. Trust me, I wanted to bring you with me more than anything in the world, but I know that with me being a villain where I was, the superheroes or villains would have targeted you. But I left you with the people I trusted, didn't they? She asked, getting a rumble in her chest, realizing that it was Naruko as the other girls saw her violet pupil and narrow slit into a narrow slit. A large portion of the people you and Dad trusted turned their backs on me. The only ones who looked out here for me were the Inuzuka, Aburami, Akamichi, Nare, Yamanaka, Mikoto, and Izumi, Sarutobi, Danzooji, and the elders, as well as the Ichirakus. Hataki, Teme, and Jiraiya Baka either want me to be a pet or a witless idiot, she said, making Kushina's own eyes to narrow. What about Tsunade? She was supposed to look after you as your godmother and fiancée, she asked, getting a scowl. The toad told her I died during the sealing. It was arranged with the old man that I go get her when I had the free time, so just before the tuning exams come around, she said. She felt her mum shift against her to the hearing a slight moan, making her smirk. Oh, did Mummy miss her daughter? Kushina pulled away with a blush, seeing her daughter smirk, but asked, "So what are you doing, Naruto? Shouldn't you be in Konoha?" Kakashi was dumb enough to let Sasuke and Mikoto-chan's idiot son to call the shots and continue without calling for backup. Thankfully for them, Saidanzoji's nephew was smart. "Something wrong with Sasuke?" she asked, making Naruto scoff. "The brat is insufferable. He wants to kill Izumi, or as he knows Itachi, because their family was attempting a coup, so she will kill them all. Ever since then, the civilians have been bending over backwards to kiss his pampered ass, going as far to have Jonin train him before he even becomes a genin. Brat even has the nerve to go to the civilian council demanding I marry him to give him strong children. Of course, the second that demand left their lips, I beat his ass till he was bloody," she said, seeing the raised eyebrow. "What? I'm just not into dudes, alright? Every man in Konoha is slub or arrogant. The only ones who I don't want to maim or kill are Choji and his family, Shikamaru and his family, Asuma and Saruto Bijiji and his little Konohamaru-chan, Danzo and Sai, Teiuchi Oji, Iroko and Mizuki, along with Izumo and Kotetsu. Everyone else I could care less about," she explained, getting a raised eyebrow. "Surely not all the men there are that badass, Duto. So I have to be decent?" she asked, getting a smirk in response as her tails vanished along with her long rabbit-like fox ears. "Come with me back to Konoha and we'll see what you have to say after several men try to grope you in less than an hour," she said, giving him an appraising glance before she corrected. "For you 4, more like 10 minutes, she said. She said as an ink creation in the form of a bird came and landed on her arm with a scroll before it burst. "Message from Sai," she said, reading the note. "Unko-san has told me to tell you that you are to return back to the house, Sai," she snorted. "Even with messages, he is a man of few words." "We're coming with you," Kushina said, getting a raised eyebrow from Naruto. "I was separated from my daughter for 16 years. I'm not being separated from you again," she said, getting a small smile from her daughter as they hopped through the trees. A quick question. Do you 3 know any ninjutsu?" she asked, getting nods from them all as Kushina smirked, seeing her where the point of view was as she got closer to them. "Nice view, huh?" she said, getting the 3 women to sputter incoherently as she smirked. "It's nothing to be ashamed of. She is nicely toned after all. I wouldn't be surprised if she got few admirers," she said, laughing until You know as much as breathtaking as you are for art. I would like it if you at least took me out to eat if you're going to ogle me," Naruto said, getting the 4 women to shut up, seeing Naruto peer at them from the corner of her eye. Justice League base. Jumping leg warmers, Batman, stare at the sheet of paper any longer and it's going to burst into flames. A man in all red with a lightning bolt on his chest said as he had several other costumed heroes walk in. "I just can't figure out how she did it," he said with a scowl as he examined the paper, as he saw it was a simple parchment and ink with a trace amount of blood mixed in. "What's wrong?" a woman wearing a red, white and blue leotard and tiara asked as she walked up to the desk Batman was sitting at. "A flash tag seal? Where did you dabble in the art of fuinjutsu?" she asked, getting a very surprised look from the Dark Avenger. "You know what this is?" he said, standing up as she nodded, grabbing the seal from the table. "Yeah, it's called fuinjutsu, or better translated as the art of sealing. With it and a special energy in the human body called chakra, you can do anything with it from sealing a continent into it to creating an explosion with the force of comparable to a nuke. Of course you have to have the proper matrix to do what you want it to do, she said, focusing chakra into the seal, getting another flash. Once it wore down, she said this was pretty well made, even though it's paper you would find in prison. Where did you get it?
There was a brick-headed old criminal. I went in to check it out for her where I was in prison, and that was Harley Quinn, Poison Ivy, Copperhead, and Catwoman. When according to them, the dogs just went off and they were gone. The most tag lasted for an hour at least,
he said. Odd, she said, getting raised eyebrows from everyone. What do you mean? Odd. And what is this, Catra? Flash asked, getting a smack upside the head. Not Catra chakra. It's a natural energy in the body of people. Though the only people with chakra are in a continent that isn't known to the people here, so one of those four must have come from there originally, though from looking at it I can see the person who did it used their blood, she said, going to a scanner. Taking a flake of dried ink, she placed it in the scanner as a man wearing green and black asked, How do you know about this? Aren't you from Themyscira? How do you know about this continent? My people wanted to learn about their culture and what they do, so they created a village there. It's necessary to go there to learn their arts, though not raise suspicion here you don't use them. The people there are far behind America in terms of technology. Like Themyscira, the most they have is electricity and a steam-powered train, she said, getting weird looks from them. So they're uncivilized, the speedster himself asked, getting a no from the star-spangled woman. No, they aren't uncivilized. They're basically feudal Japan that has yet to catch up to modern time. They're what is known as shinobi. Many of them have abilities that could be on par with our own, like Martian Manhunter's mental abilities, she explained as the computer beeped. We've got a match, she said, seeing a red-headed woman as well as several photos from her childhood to her holding Naruto. Her name is Shinobi Uchiha, heiress of the Whirlpool Nation, and daughter of the former head of the Uchiha clan Madara Uchiha. Growing up, she was a well-known kunoichi who is feared as the Red Death of Konoha, and only person alive who could stand up to her husband, an SS-rank Shinobi Minato Namikaze, also known as the Yellow Flash, who was known for fighting in the Third Great War and eliminating an entire enemy force, tallying in the thousands single-handedly with his Raishin, or Flying Thunder God. She said, showing 3 photos of one Kushina when she was in the war, Madara during his prime, and Minato when he was inducted as a Hokage. Wow, that redhead is some babe, that Ivy, Flash asked, getting a no. No judging from the facial recognition software, it was Harley Quinn. She came here after the birth of her daughter. After that, all records of her vanished, she said, showing a digital file of Naruto. What do you have on her? Superman asked, standing next to her. Naruto Uzumaki Namikaze Uchiha Senju, daughter of Kushina Uzumaki Uchiha and Minato Namikaze Senju. Her current age is 16 and is the heiress of the Whirlpool Nation. She, at the age of 4, killed a Kumo diplomat who attempted to kidnap her best friend Hinata Hyuga, as our country wanted to use her as breeding stock to acquire the Hyuga bloodline, known as the Byakugan, as they failed. She said, showing a bloody red and black haired Naruto as she glared at a deceased kidnapper with her eyes in a purple ripple design with 9 tomo, 3 on each ring, as she had 10 tails fanned out in front of frightened Hinata who clung to her leg. Wow, kid looks kind of freaky. Anything else? The red spandex wearing hero asked. Trained in her family art since she was 3. She has come to be on par as a Kage or even stronger than Superman. She has several fiancés due to her Uzumaki heritage, 2 of which is Hinata and Kira Inuzaka, heiress to the Inuzuka clan, she said, showing the 3 girls as children standing in front of the academy. What are they standing in front of? Batman asked, studying the building. That's the Shinobi Academy, a place where children go to learn how to be shinobi as well as the history of the continent they're on. She grew as a child and became a kunoichi, that in the ranking of her village leader, and his elders deemed her as a rank that surpassed her parents at the age of 10 as an X-rank kunoichi with a flea on site order, as she can handle a cargo with ease, she said. Surely her child isn't that powerful. How would her connection with Kushina have to do with her? A woman with feathered wings asked, holding a mace. If we find her, we can find the others. All we gotta do is track her down. Diana, where is her village? Batman asked. That's what I'm saying. Of course, getting an exact pinpoint location will take some time, she said, getting a nod. Find them as soon as possible, he said, walking away, leaving them all to search. Hey, Sai, where's Unko-sensei? Naruto asked, walking in with Kushina and the others, getting a raised eyebrow from the pale boy as he looked at the four women. They're kunoichi from an extinct village and wish to join Konoha, she said, getting a nod from him as he put down his brush. Unko and the Anbu accompanying you two are scouting the town, gathering information. They will be back shortly. Sasuke and Sakura with Kakashi-san until dinner is ready, getting a nod from the two. You're Danzo-Oji's nephew. I knew your mum was sweet, you woman. What did Kakashi get himself into? She asked, sitting on the other side of the table. A couple of minutes after we left the village, we were attacked by 2 Chunin level rogue Kiwi ninja. Sakura got poisoned, but thanks to Naruto teaching me medical ninjutsu, I managed to remove it. But after I dealt with them, and Sasuke got knocked over like a field mouse being stared down by a rattlesnake, and Kakashi sitting in a tree watching, he asked us what we should do. Sakura opted to return to the village from how the difficulty of the mission increased. I opted to ask for backup, but was ignored. And Sasuke demanded to continue, as Kakashi wholeheartedly agreed, as we then ran into Zabuza Momochi, where Sasuke and Sakura were immobilized by the killer intent, while Kakashi was exhausted after getting trapped in Zabuza's water prison and the combined use of the Sharingan eye in his eye. Out shortly after I sent for backup, he said, getting a scowl from Kushina. I'm kicking his snivelling ass when he comes down, she simply said as her hair split into 9 tails, making Naruto snigger, thinking, oh, if Anko didn't kick his ass before, she will. I wonder if I should make popcorn. Sitting at the table, Naruto spoke with the 3 girls who had accompanied her mother and gotten to know one another. Selena is an infamous thief. Pamela was a prominent botanist before suffering in an accident, turning her into what she was today, and has dedicated her time into destroying companies that would harm nature, and could understand where the loss of trees pollution grows and destroys more trees and plants in the process. Rosa Salazar had grown up as an assassin who joined a gang called Copperhead and became one of their greatest members for his specialization in neurotoxins and contortionist, and wanted to trade poisons with her or see if she could study it and create her own version of the toxin she uses while receiving the go-ahead. After a few moments of conversations, dinner had been prepared with enough of the 4 additional guests. Naruto, I don't remember sending for backup. If you don't return to the village, I will have you written up for leaving the village without permission of your leader, Kakashi said, walking down the stairs with Sakura and Sasuke. Oh, don't give me that, Hatake. Your ass is already in the fire as is for letting a Ginin tell you to continue with the missions. Sai, the only person on your team with common sense, send a link. Ink Creation had asked for backup, seeing as you were incapacitated, and will be under review when you return to the village after the mission is over, she said, not opening her eyes as she continued to eat. Bitch! As an Uchiha, don't mind you. Sasuke started before something flew past his cheek, giving him a deep gash as everyone looked at Naruto, who continued to eat. I would watch that turn, Uchiha fledgling. You hold no command over me, and you must remember that you are a guest in your client's home. I don't think she would appreciate it if you would curse in front of her child, and could make you and your team eat and sleep outside in the cold, understand? She said, getting no response. Slightly opening an eye, showing a slit pupil, she repeated herself, hitting the three of them with killer intent, making everyone see a shadow ten-tailed fox with purple ringed eyes with 3 tomoe on each ring. I don't think you heard me. Am I clear? She got a series of nods, making her lighten up, and gave them a fake smile as she looked over to see Kakashi reading his smut before that was shredded, making him look at her. And if you can refrain from reading that in front of Inari-chan like a person with common sense and not waste of DNA, it would be greatly appreciated, she said, as everyone wondered about how she did that before Kakashi felt a moment of dread as a second redhead stalked her way towards him. Kushina-san, it's great to see you. I thought you'd die. He started before he got hit in the mouth. I was horribly injured and couldn't take Naruto with me, so I trusted her with people I could count on, but seeing as she told me you would assist the mobs when she was a child and attacking her instead of protecting her like a god brother makes me wonder if you would even deserve to be Minato's student when he adopted you as his godson, she said as she watched him pick himself up before she placed a foot on his chest, making him stay down. No, instead I find out that instead many of the people Minato, Koi, and I counted on turned their backs on us and tried to harm my daughter, trying to turn her into a mindless weapon and relief toy. If Minato were here, he would kill you, but it would only suffice if I removed the thing you rely on so much when we return to the village, she said, as her eyes turned to the Sharingan, making Sasuke's eyes widen before he sat down glaring at Naruto, who she flashed her fully matured Sharingan to. She makes a shadow clone go upstairs with Kakashi seeing as he couldn't move and split Kakashi's meal between her and Naruto. Hyoton. Sup folks, again, this is the Batman / Naruto crossover I was working on. Tell me what you think. Should I redo it? What do you think I should work on? Be honest, just don't be an ass and flame somebody because you got nothing better to do. Hyoton out. Peace. That was Daughter of the Harlequin, Chapter 1, by HyotonUzumaki. I take no credit. That was bloody brilliant. I loved it. Chapter 1? There's more chapters. Sup folks, same problem with the harem listing. Well, that's the harem list. Here we go. Chapter 2. Sorry about that. Little break. Just a little break for a minute. Let's chill out, boys. Let's chill out. Listen to our Afro disco. Cachorrito tutu. Oyo cachorrito tutu. Que se bravo. Hey, youngie. Disco high life. Rami. Oh yeah, oh Rami. Oh yeah, got your hito tutu. Let's get back to the book. Hyoton, I want to give my thanks to all the support you all have given on the story, because truth is, I thought this wouldn't have turned out too great. Anyways, here's the next chapter. Summary. What if the Uzu Princess was a notorious criminal known as Harley Quinn, a psychologist of Arkham Asylum in Gotham, or as we all know her, Harley Quinn? After her daughter was born, she left her in trusted hands to ensure the safety of her daughter in fear of Batman or other supervillains or heroes using her daughter against her. Lonely without her, she and a few friends from Arkham stage a breakout and escapes to the hidden nation to reunite daughter and mother and gain a new home in the process. Look out, Konoha, the Queen is back. This needs to be turned into a film series, full film series. This is actually brilliant. I actually love this. This is really good. I want this man to continue reading, and this woman, I'm going to say woman, I reckon they're a girl. I'm just saying, I can smell XX chromosomes right there. Yeah, I could just tell from the scent they're female. It had been 2 weeks since the reunion of Naruto, her mother, Nikoto, and Anko, and to those 4 things couldn't be any better. When Naruto wasn't guarding Tazuna while Kakashi taught his team, she and the others got better acquainted with each other. Over that time, Selena, Rosa, and Pamela spent time with Naruto to see how she was as a person, and found themselves starting to fall for her with her personality, her attitude, and how she has a motherly feel to her when around Inari, seeing she was the perfect example of a parent without reacting with the young man. She even managed to obtain some intel about Gato that will be useful against him, and has hired help, i.e. Zabuza and his mysterious hunter ninja, aka Haku, who Pamela had met when they first arrived while they were gathering herbs. Forest. Kakashi and his 2 pets are killing me with their incompetence. Naruto groaned. Lina gets a treat with her group before moaning as Kushina started massaging her shoulders. I agree how Kakashi turned out this way I'll never understand. Before Minato died he was never this way and followed his example to never show favoritism. I just hope he doesn't get away with it when we return to Konoha, Kushina said, examining her sword when Sai walked out from the trees. What's up, Sai? Come to get away from the Uchiha parade? Selena asked with her feet kicked up on the stump. She shook his head, saying Kakashi's having a team meeting and he says you're all forced to attend. Rosa asked with a raised eyebrow, and he has control over us how? And I thought we had already gone over the plan. We win this Zabuza and that ice girl over to our side as we kill the Sardagorda. Did the plan change any since we made it? Everyone present shook their head as Sai said, I don't know, but he said it is important. They groaned as for the last 2 weeks the group got together. They had to deal with Kakashi and his lackeys. Getting up, they all vanished, leaving the forest. Tazuna's home. What do you want, Hatake? Anko asked, opening the door, seeing Kakashi lounging on the couch with his pawn as usual, while the remainder of his team sitting at the table along with Tazuna. Yeah, Kakashi Baka, what's Sai talking about a team meeting and forcing us? You have no control over our group, Kushina said, plopping down at the table. I want you all to train Sasuke. As you 2 both have the Sharingan, you could help him get revenge on his brother faster by helping him unlock it and train him to master it. You know, take him as an apprentice, Kakashi said, getting a growl from the others while Sasuke smirked until she turned on him with EMS enhanced glare as hers was a lotus pattern with a Uzumaki swirl in the center. And why the fuck would I train some spoiled brat when he has some failure of a Jonin to train him as he always have? Sai has told us of all the shit you've pulled, Kakashi. Spying on my daughter to learn her secrets and teach them to Sasuke. I've half a mind to kill you for attempting to steal Uzumaki secrets. Better yet, I want you to give me a reason not to kill him besides being my best friend's son, she threatened, blasting him with killer intent. You'd be helping a fellow clansman, Kushina-sama, he offered only for her glare to intensify. I don't train power-hungry brats, Hatake. With an attitude like this, I wouldn't be surprised if that's how the rest of this clan got wiped out due to their power-hungry attitude, thinking they deserve everything, she said when Sasuke stood up. Bitch! You and your whore of a daughter should be honoured to train your future clan head and husband. Once the council finds out that the two of you have the Sharingan, those sheep will do anything I tell them to. Friends will bear strong children for me, as well as concubines, he said, getting slapped outside the door by Naruto, who had a harems active. Anko watched giggled, saying before running out the door, "Oh, this is going to be fun." "Why is this going to be fun?" Rosa asked, following the others. "Remember when I told you about her defensive personality, about those she cares about?" she asked, getting nods from the others. "This isn't the Uchiha's first time overstepping his boundaries. One time he called Minato a drunk who killed himself by tripping over his own kunai, while calling Kushina-sensei a whore who spread her legs for anyone who paid. That was 4 years ago, and she hospitalized him for several months with a broken collarbone, 6 broken ribs, and a leg," she said, shivering, feeling herself get wet from the killer intent she was giving off. "Let's see the discipline she gives him this time," she said. "So, my mother and I are a couple of sluts, huh? We should be honoured to train a snot-nosed brat who has yet to even awaken his Sharingan or achieve his first Tomoe."
Ha! Don't make me laugh. You're the bastard seed of your bastard father, a power-hungry fuck just like him,
she said, pulling him up by the collar of his shirt, bringing him face to face with her own, as her eyes formed a black, 6-bladed curved shuriken, with a smaller red 6-pointed pentagram in the middle of the shuriken spinning clockwise, while the pentagram spun counterclockwise. Tossing him into a tree, she stalked towards him. Before he could get up, she slammed her foot on his stomach, saying,
"I honestly wonder why Itachi left your miserable ass alive. Maybe it was because he doesn't think you're worth the effort, just as I don't find you worth the minimal effort it takes to kill you myself, as much as I want to."
"Fucking burn." She spat on him as she used her chakra to draw a seal on his forehead without him or Kakashi knowing, and walked away, saying, "I'm going out for some air. I'll be back before it's time to head to the bridge tomorrow." She was quickly followed by Rosa, Selena, and Kushina, leaving Mikoto, Anko, and Pamela with Clyde and Team 7. "Naruto, what are we doing out here?" Kushina asked, following Naruto through the forest as she killed whatever thugs Gato had acting as guards. This Gato's fortress. I keep forgetting to read out the setting names. "I got some info on Gato through a couple of thugs that got drunk last week. Apparently he never pays the ninjas he hires, and uses the dead ninjas' bounties to increase the money he has. If that's the case, we could use a bit of useful info to our advantage. And maybe keep whatever goods we find for ourselves as a finder's fee," she said, sheepishly, as her mother gave her a blank stare. "What, the man has hired thousands of ninja? Do you really think he wouldn't have trophies to keep for himself? Thinking about it, summoning contracts, weapons, jutsu, scrolls, the possibilities could be endless." She defended herself, getting more blank stares from the Freebooter Company. "And just want to blow off some steam after me having the brat make you first stand on end?" Selena said, not as a question, but more as a statement, getting a snort as a response, which the three found entertaining, while following her as she went through a ventilation grate. "Okay, whoever it is that keeps poking me in the ass should quite, because when we get back, their ass is mine in the physical sense," she whispered harshly, as the three behind her giggled softly at the blush on her face, making her turn back, muttering about getting whoever did that back. They stopped over a ventilation grate, watching 2 thugs stand under it, making a smirk as she removed the plating quietly. Gesturing them to remain quiet, she soundlessly dropped down behind them and knocked them unconscious, telling the others to come down. watching her drag the two into an empty room for a few minutes. Then the door opens with two of the same guards walked out, not even paying them any attention, as Naruto walked out a second later, getting raised eyebrows. Shadow clones. The real ones burned like a log in the fireplace. They'll keep gathering info on Gato, and when they attack the bridge, Gato will be in for a surprise. Also, if he has any sex slaves, they will free them before they all head to the bridge, she said with a sadistic grin as she jumped onto the pipe-filled ceiling, with the others following as they just missed another group of folks. Ghetto's room. Told you we should have made a left, Selena said, getting a frown in response, before Naruto shook her head, watching Gato stand in front of a large combination safe. What is he saying? Rosa asked, getting a shrug, watching Naruto stick her ear close to the grate, hoping to get a better understanding of what he's saying. Geto. Oh, God, so bastard, and this arsehole thinks they can make a mockery of me and get away with it. On my watch, he takes out the bridge builder and only a few hundred thugs kill him for the same price I'm paying Zabazar. Who knows, maybe I'll get lucky and not have to pay either of them, he said with glee, before walking past a trophy case filled with several weapons, one being a twin sword with a protrusion at the end of both. Back with Naruto. Well, Piggy's got some interesting info we could use. Now let's take a look at that safe, she said, popping the grate as she fell quickly, being followed by the others. Man, talking about overcompensating. That safe is bigger than the ones in Gotham put together, Selena said, marvelled by the size. I'm guessing they pretty big in your county, she asked, getting a nod from the three women. Yeah, they're big, all right, but the money worth there is pretty small, to be truthful. Come on, let's snag what's inside and get the hell out of here. The smell this place is giving off is making my nose burn, Kushina said, getting a nod, watching Naruto place her now-revealed fox ears against the metal safe, listening to the tumblers inside until they heard it, as it slowly swung open, revealing several large mountains of ore and coins, and 10 dozen bookshelves filled with scrolls ranging from summoning scrolls to taijutsu. Slowly turning her head, she said, "Can anyone say jackpot?" grinning as she had several shadow clones pull out large scrolls that were used to contain the various goods before they sealed those away into an even larger scroll that she sealed away on her person after placing a large genjutsu over the room with explosive notes that would make the place go up in flames. Come on, we got everything needed. All we got to do is get the girls out of their cells. And we can safely blow this place sky high when we kill Gato, Naruto said, getting raised eyebrows. When you're pissed, you get destructive, don't you? Selena asked, getting a nervous chuckle from the two-toned redhead. Anyways, Lays, get out of here. I'm exhausted, and I feel like when we return to the village, I'm going to have to resist the urge to murder the civilian council, she said, climbing back up through the vents, getting raised eyebrows. The civilian council, Kushina parroted before they followed her, intending on getting answers. We're back, everyone, Naruto said, as she walked in with Kakashi standing in front of her. Naruto, he started before Naruto gave him the finger discreetly as to not have Inari ask questions about what she did before walking upstairs, being followed by her group and Sai. Naruto's group room. So, Naruto, care to explain why you have to resist the urge to kill the civilian council? Kushina asked, looking at her daughter as she laid face down on the mat. Naruto said into a makeshift bed, while question marks appeared over everyone besides Anko and Mikoto's heads. Any idea what she just said? Selena asked, looking around the room as Anko raised her hand. I dabble in muffled conversations, she said, walking towards Naruto, and lay down on her stomach till her face was just across from the top of Naruto's head. What's up, Foxy? She said, tapping her on the head. Another muffled response followed, getting a nod from the two women. Okay, yeah, that's understandable. You seem more stressed than usual. Something on your mind? She asked. Another muffled response followed, getting a nod from the two women. Okay, yeah, that's understandable. You seem more stressed than usual. Something on your mind? She asked. Was her response, getting an understanding "oh" from the two women, while the others just sat on the sidelines having their own conversation, watching the scene before them. "Oh, Kushina, you got a weird daughter," Pamela said, getting a nod from her fellow redhead. "I know, but oddly enough I feel this is very familiar for some reason," she said, getting a blank look from her friends. "Or she is a chip of the old block in terms of randomness," Selena whispered to Rosa, quietly, getting a snigger from the contortionist. "Well, that explains it," Mikoto said as the girls turned back to the three women before them. "That explains what all I heard was an awkward conversation," Selena asked. "The only time she gets like this is when she has one of her sixth sense things," Anko said, getting a raised eyebrow from the others. "Sixth sense? What is she, psychic?" Pamela asked, getting a negative from Sai. "I think what she means to say is whenever something involving Naruto happens, she gets this early feeling like it's bound to happen. Because of it, she'll either be extremely aggressive, bloodthirsty, or sadistic, resulting in a feeling of exhaustion, as you can see," Sai explained, pointing to the downed heiress who gave him the finger, getting an almost untraceable smile. "So what did she say? Anything specific? And why does she have to deal with the civilian council?" Kushina asked with a raised eyebrow. "Ever since the village found out about her being the container for a certain multi-tailed creature that attacked the village, they tried having her executed for being a slave for the village. Their demands have grown even more outrageous as she grew older, wanting her for breeding stock to give powerful tools as compensation because they let her live in the village out of kindness of their heart," she explained, getting horrific looks from them all. "Ever since the village found out about her being the container for a certain multi-tailed creature, as they would go as far as to secretly go to Jiraiya to create seals that will bind them to her while keeping her weak. That every attempt they've made ended in failure, especially a month after she rescued her friend Hinata from being captured by Kumo to be used as breeding stock. The civilians and every shinobi they managed to buy form a large mob in the near triple digits, only for her to slaughter all of them, though they still try," she finished, getting growls from the woman. "Oh, I am so kicking they are ass when we get back, but it's late and we're going to want to save our strength to guard the bridge tomorrow," Kushina growled before falling asleep next to her daughter, who turned in her sleep, wrapping her arms around her mother's waist, much like they always have since they were reunited, as the others quickly followed. The next day. "Man, the fog is thick. It's ruining my hair," Sakura whined, making everyone present groan as Team 7 stood around Tazuna. "Get over it. Haven't you noticed that Zanbatao-wielding giant and masked friend standing across from us?" Naruto said, pointing across from them as the fog cleared. "So, Kakashi, it seems you called for backup, huh? I have to say I'm surprised," he said, getting a snorted response from the red and black-haired youth. "Who are you, kid?" he asked. "Name is Naruto Uzumaki, since my last name is far too long to go into. And for the only reason we're here is because my surrogate brother is the only person in this ragtag group with common sense," she said, throwing her arm around Sai's shoulder. "I've got a little information on Gato you'd be interested in if I missed," she said, walking forward. "And what information that involved that sleazeball was I possibly interested in?" he asked with an unnoticeable raised eyebrow. Information like he has no intent on paying you to. Information like once he thinks it's safe, he's going to head here and have thousands of thugs come and kill you for the bounty on your head in hopes you and them kill each other so he doesn't have to lose any money, she said, noticing his glare. Am I to possibly believe you, kid? He asked with a growl. Not unintelligent, Tabitha. Think about it. How long has he had control over Wave? 2, 3 years tops? And with all those thugs he has on his payroll and ninja he hires, he would have little more money than the small village running on him. She started seeing him think, yeah, he hires you and your friend to kill the bridge builder, a job he could have his thugs handle. I mean, he must have offered you quite the amount to get your attention in the first place, but the largest question mark I have to point out is, even with his shady business, his drug rings, his slave trades, how could he still afford a high A-class missing ninja for as long as he have? She finished seeing him growl. He had no intention of paying his Abaza, so why help him when you should help us kill the little piggy as a retribution? I can't even get you and your master into place in Konoha Academy knows we got more Kenjutsu Masters. She offered us an ultimatum, seeing the masked individual think it over. We should take her off Zabuza-sama. She doesn't appear to be lying, she said to her master, who nodded. All right, girlie. But how do I know you won't betray us at the moment we step foot in Konoha? He asked. I'm like the daughter the Hokage never had, as he practically raised me. I can also assure you that you will have the backing of 3 clans to ensure no funny business happens. But that still doesn't calm my fears. Then how about a Kenjutsu match? She said, focusing chakra onto the palm of her hand. Alright, but you don't have a sword, he stated, as in her palm a sword that rivaled his own Kubiki Ribocho in length, although it was skinnier than his own. If he was some untrained swordsman, he would think it was simple, oversized katana, but he knew what that was. Prepare your weapon by escape the fate. That's the Masamune. Wait, who's your mum? He asked, getting a raised eyebrow from the girl, who now had a stoic expression. My mother is HyotonUzumaki Uchiha. This is the sword she left for me, so we are going to continue, she said, plainly getting enough from the swordsman as he could told his companion to stand near her group. Where's the others? What's with that sword? It's even longer than that Zabuza guy's. It's got to weigh at least 20 pounds, Selena asked. It's between 17 and 24 pounds to be precise. That sword is an Uzumaki heirloom that Masamune, last creation of Masamune Uzumaki. A blade that doesn't needlessly cut that which is innocent or undeserving. It is capable of decimating all who oppose it. It's also one of the reasons why I was called the Red Death, since the only thing you see was a glint of my sword and red before they died, Kushina said, watching her daughter wield the blade flawlessly. Funky jams, what? I didn't know this. No, you need, there's a fucking song you need to listen to. It's called Lord Farquaad from the Shrek Is Love Volume 1, This Is My Swamp album. Look, it's genuinely a funky jam. I'm seriously, genuinely a funky lounge jam, Lord Farquaad. It's funky. In my dreams. You know about it, Kushina? Pamela asked, getting a nod from her. As I said, it's a family heirloom, although few have actually ever mastered the sword in our family. So this day only 6 Uzumaki have wielded it perfectly. Me and Naruto being number 5 and 6, she explained, watching as, to her, every single swing there was 3 more. It was during the clan wars that the first Uzumaki, Akira Uzumaki, asked for a swordsmith by the name of Masamune to forge a sword to help her. He made that sword while his apprentice Muramasa created a sword that cut everything in its path in hopes of impressing his master, which Akira made a deal the two of them would forge their finest sword, and the winner is the blade he would wield. It took a few months, but they finished as she had the two place their swords in a nearby stream. Muramasa placed his sword in the water first, and it cut everything in its path. The fish, the leaves, even debris that flowed through the steam. Masamune was the last, and he placed his sword in the stream, and it didn't cut anything, she said when Sasuke said, "What use is a sword that doesn't cut anything? Sounds pointless to me," he said, getting smacked upside the head by Ankai. As I was saying, before I was interrupted, it didn't cut anything. Instead, it attracted everything. The leaves that fell in the stream, fish, even butterflies that flew overhead. Muramasa gloated as he picked his sword up, placing it in its sheath, when even that was cut. While Masamune placed his in its sheath as the birds and butterflies landed upon it. A nearby monk saw this and said the first of the swords was by all accounts a fine sword. However, it is a bloodthirsty, evil blade that doesn't discriminate as to who or what it cuts. It may as well be cutting butterflies as it's severing heads. The second was by far the finer of the two, as it doesn't needlessly cut that which is innocent or undeserving. The Uzumaki agreed and chose Masamune's blade, making Muramasa jealous with rage that his sword was never picked and left. She watched Naruto effortlessly block each swing while small cuts appeared in Zabuza. Power corrupts, just as absolute power corrupts absolutely, the master assistant said, getting a nod from the redhead. That's correct, Hunter-san. Akira knew this, and chose Masamune, and used it to protect those she cherished and defend her home. Ever since, that sword has been passed down through the generations from Lady Mito to me, and then to my daughter Naruko. Not even Orochimaru's Kusanagi can cut through it, she said. Naruto and Zabuza. Is this all the great demon of the mist has to offer? If so, I'm disappointed, Naruto said, leaning back, missing an overhead swing before jumping back as he missed his downward slash. Bring the sword parallel to her body, she said. Do make this more interesting, otherwise I may just kill you by accident, you know. She was in front of him before he knew what hit him. As before he could react, she was gone. Then 3 deep gashes appeared on his chest as his blood hit the floor. He was about to retort when they heard slow clapping. When they turned to the edge of the bridge, they saw the fat pig himself.
Well, isn't this one humbling sort of the demon he can't even bite a little girl? Oh, well, what's I deal with them? The others, these women will have nice into my collection, he said with a lecherous grin, until a huge explosion occurred in the distance, making everyone turn to see a huge fire. He turned back around, seeing Naruto have a sadistic grin, and said, "You bitch, what did you do?" With the grin still present, she said, "Oh, well, you see, last week I got some of your boys drunk in a bar and wave. Funny thing, when you hit a guy's buttons, they're putty in your hands. They told me where the hideout was, and yesterday after you left your base, I cleaned you out. You got nothing, my little piglet. So, piggy, how about you and your goons squeal for me? Squeal like a pig,"
she said as her grin grew bloodthirsty as she stepped forward slowly. "Come on.
It's just one bitch, this will be easy,"
a thug started when he got stabbed from behind when 2 thugs burst into a cloud of smoke, revealing 2 or more Narukus who killed a couple of men fully dispelled. Swinging her sword, a large blade of wind went sailing through the thugs before she went running towards the group. Shouldn't we help?" Selena asked, getting a negative shake of the head from Sai as he sat next to Tazuna while painting on a scroll. No, she hasn't become known as the Ryuketsu no Kitsune no Jiu for the fact that it sounds nifty. She's ruthless, especially when her bloodlust sparks. She'll be just fine, see, he said, pointing to the slaughter as she was drenched in blood from head to toe with a satisfied grin. Is she always like this? Pamela asked, concerned for Naruto's well-being, as Kushina explained. It's a natural Uzumaki thing. During the Third War, as much like she is now, it's how I got the title of Aka no Jua, since I was covered in so much blood that I was red from head to toe. Even without my Uzumaki bloodline, I was a threat to never be messed with. She said with a proud smile, seeing her daughter fight, seeing a same-age Kushina over her daughter. I was 16 during the war, and I was already a Shutstaffel class kunoichi. I would have to test her myself to see how she stands against myself, but I would say she's by far above an A class, she said, getting excited at the prospect of fighting her daughter, while Kakashi made sure to bring this up with the counselor. SS class kunoichi, that's what it is. It says SS class, but are you using my prior knowledge? No, the SS stands for Schutzstaffel, who the elite Nazi soldiers. With Naruto, she had just slaughtered the group of thugs and was advancing towards Gato, who cowered seeing his death in Naruto's cold eyes.
Please have mercy on me. I'll give you anything, just leave me be,
he begged, getting a sadistic grin as a response. Oh, what can you give me? You have no money? Weapons? I took all of those as well, men. Men? I don't go for guys, really. Women, it's a nice offer, but you can't, seeing as you just before the explosion had some clothes free them, as they are now being reunited with their families and friends, she said, walking towards him. But you, my fine swine, you, oh, for you there is no mercy, as the lives you ruined were shown none in exchange. From me, you'll get no mercy. Maybe you'll get some on your descent to hell, she said, shoving Masamune through his chest, lifting him over the edge of the bridge before focusing futon chakra into it, and swung upward, cleaving him in two. Swinging her katana, she removed the blood that stained it, as she walked towards the others with a satisfied grin, when an arrow flew over her head, and she looked up to see a large mob being led by Inari. Walking forward, she said, "A bit late to the party there, Squirt. Nice entrance, though. If I had to grade you, I would say an A for effort and a C for practicality. Maybe you should use some smoke bombs or cause a small explosion. I'll get some alcohol and the rag dipped in lighter fluid, and then you'll light it, you throw it at the enemy, then you look badass." With a grin, the kid said, hugging her, "Aw, Nii-chan, you know heroes are always fashionably late." Smirking, she agreed, "That is true, little brother, that is true. But right now, I'm filthy, and I don't think your mum would be too thrilled with having to throw out a pair of perfectly good clothes because of me. Especially with her holding a cast iron skillet. Gotta go see her back at the house." Vanishing in a flash of black, she left everyone while watching Tsunami toss her frying pan as it flew away until a resounding ow rung through the air, followed after a loud clang, while everyone cheered as they were free from Gato's tyranny, as nobody noticed Anko following Naruto. Tazunya's home. Lemon. "I love fighting, but I hate having to throw out my clothes," Naruto complained in the shower. As steam filled the room, not noticing a figure enter the steam-filled room until she felt something wrap around her waist, making her go rigid, until she felt a pair of teeth nibble on her ear. Foxy-chan, you don't know how bad I want you after you dominated the brat and slaughtered Geto and his thugs. We have some time before they get here, so let me have this," Anko said, having her hands rub Naruto's stomach before one slid down to a massive girth that started to lengthen to an impressive 14-inch long, 2-inch thick pole. "My, I think you got a little bit bigger since the last time, but we all can measure it later. Right now I'm hungry," she said, coming around her as she started working her girth, getting a pleasurable groan as the hot water hit her, and she felt an even warmer canal swallow half of her, making her look down, as Anko had half of her girth down her throat. "Oh shit!" she said, grabbing the side of her head, seeing Unko finger herself while looking up with her almond eyes before she face-fucked her, as her hips were a blur, making Unko's eyes roll back. Getting a moan from Anko as the vibrations caused her to hit her breaking point, and she held Anko's head close till her nose touched her abdomen, sending rope after rope into her stomach as it started to bulge before she pulled back, letting her member plop out, still stiff, while Anko regained her breathing. I'm skating ropes. How's delicious. Much better than dango any day. But I need help myself, she said, standing up while swaying her hips as Naruko slid to her knees, feeling Naruko's tongue slid into her canal, causing her to moan, holding her head close. Oh god, I forgot how long your tongue was. More. She moaned, feeling something roll around her clit, where 2 fingers were inserted, pumping vigorously, causing her to let out a slight yelp. She knew Anko and the others would need time to adjust to her add length as Anko rolled her hips, moaning while she had both hands on her fur mass, pushing the snake summoner against the wall when their lips separated. What? Feeling that knot in her stomach tighten, she let it out, coating Naruko's face with her juices. Okay, I skipped a bit accidentally. Oh god, I forgot how long your tongue was. More, she moaned, feeling something roll around her clit when 2 fingers were inserted, pumping vigorously, causing her to let out a slight yelp. Feeling that knot in her stomach tighten, she let it out, coating Naruko's face with her juices as she lapped up the nectar. Getting up, she hovered over Naruko's girth, with her hands gripped to Naruko's shoulders before lowering herself, letting out a moan, feeling herself become filled with her love before she completely encased it as their hips met as the 2 shared a kiss. She knew Anko and the others would need time to adjust to her added length as Anko rolled her hips, moaning while she had both hands on her firm ass, pushing the snake summoner against the wall when their lips separated. Panting, Anko opened her eyes to see Naruko's hair matted down by the cascading water, saying, God, Naruko, you look so fucking sexy right now. Smirking, she said, yeah, but whenever I jump traversing the trees, my hair just goes back to spiky as hell, so I leave it as it was. How about we have some fun? Pulling back till the head was left, she thrust forward, engulfing her entire length, getting a long moan, as she slowly started to get a solid pace going, as Anko had one leg on her shoulder, while the other was planted firmly on the stone tiles of the shower. Oh god, Naruko, baby, fuck me harder. She moaned, feeling her girth piston in and out of her at a rougher pace that started to increase in speed. They went at it for a half hour, and Anko was starting to become lucid as she came 4 times. As her tongue started to loll out of her mouth, as her eyes rolled back, she stopped, getting a protesting moan, making her smirk. Pulling back with Anko, she created a seal-less shadow clone that walked behind Anko and pushed her into her rear, getting a satisfying scream. Oh god, she screamed with satisfaction as the 2 thrust into her in reckless abandon, making Anko come another 3 times as both the fake and real Naruko unleashed a huge load up her ass and womb, getting a large bulge, while Anko and Naruko bit into each other's shoulders, while the 3 Tomoe mark shattered, being replaced by a fox with venom dripping from its fangs before she passed out. Lemon over, folks! Taking a second shower, she got Anko dressed in her usual attire while walking her into the girl's bedroom and laid her down after kissing her lips, as she sat on her bed writing down a medium-sized black leather brown book. The door opened as Kushina and the others walked in with the others as they saw Naruko lying sitting on her mat. Hey baby, where were you? Kushina asked, sitting down with the others. She put away a book. was taking a shower and Anko and I talked before I removed her curse seal that Orochimaru put on her. It drained her, I'm afraid, so she's sleeping right now, she said, feeling Kushina comb her hands through her hair, getting satisfied in return. No, look better with your hair straight like a black and red version of Kushina, Selena said, getting a shrug. Yeah, Anko-chan said that, but when I was a little, every time I would tree climb or run, it would get into a spiky mess, so I said screw it after the 15th time, she explained, getting off from the redhead smoke, saying, why don't you just focus chakra around you as well to cut down on the wind to keep your hair from getting too bad? When she said that, Naruto gave her a blank look for a few seconds before laying back with her back turned. She muttered the last part said aloud, smart-ass redheads. Night, girls. I'm going to sleep before I deal with Hatake's shit. Also, Zabuza and his friends are coming with us, right? Yeah, they'll be with us. Also, that's a good idea because Sasuke has been going on about not getting your stuff from you, Kushina said, getting a loud groan in response as the others chuckled while talking with the others before they fell asleep. Hyoton. So, yeah, that happened. So, tell me too much blood and lemon? Not enough? I wanted to end the wave chapter as soon as possible. A new chapter to start the Justice League meets Konoha chapter, so the next one will be the start of the tune-in exams, and that means Konoha is getting a new ass rip open since they messed the recently returned Kushina's little girl. Anyway, here's the updated story list, so watch and be prepared. And that isn't in order, it's on what tickles my fancy first and what comes to me. So this is HyotonUzumaki's story list. Naruko, Queen of the Leaf. Arceus is chosen. The Raven's Guardian Wolf Demon. The Nephilim of Konoha. And the Heir of Chaos. Naruko, the Princess of Motor City. Yes, I grew to like the Motor City show after the end of the series after the first season. The idea behind this was a mini comic I read about the Duke and number 2, aka Babs, who was a transvestite who couldn't have children and was distraught until Natsuki came into their lives. Yes, she will be futa, but it won't be a harem, maybe 2 girls max. That's it. More info later. I take no credit. I take no credit for this epic poem that rivals the Epic of Gilgamesh in its complete awe and size. It's bloody brilliant. This hasn't been updated since January 17, 2014. Updated January 30th. No. 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 HyotonUzumaki, why have you done this to me? I need a post review. My name is Bob brackets the minion. You know, from the movie Minions. Shit, can't do that. Just be Bobby Black. That's my name, Bobby Black. Tell me a review for this chapter here. This is an absolute masterpiece, rivaling the Epic of Gilgamesh in its sheer size and complexity. I love it. More lemon, please. You write so well. This is the best fanfiction I have ever read. Period. Why did you abandon this? Why did you abandon us? Sincerely, Bobby Black, Kampala, Uganda. Post review. So I don't know any Naruto lore, so I have no idea. Oh, he's a dude. HyotonUzumaki is a dude. Everyday cough male. Sex. Actual name is Chris. Joined October 2012. Profile update September 21st, 2014. Author has written 23 stories for Naruto, Pokemon, Hellsing, Batman and the Animated Series, My Little Pony, X-Men Evolution, Negima, Master Negi Magi, some Japanese, Teen Titans, Kim Possible, Panty and Stocking with Garter Belt, some Japanese with Japanese, Motor City, Percy Jackson and the Olympians, Soul Eater, Avatar, Last Airbender, Legend of Korra, Shaolin Showdown, High School DxD, some Japanese, DxD, One Piece, and Bleach. New fanfiction writer so open for criticism. The name is HyotonUzumaki, but the actual name is Chris. What kisses me? What? Forehead, you'll be mine forever. Hand, I adore you. Ear, I'm horny. Cheek, you mean so much to me. Shoulder, I want you. Neck, I want you now. Lips, I love you. Holding hands, we can learn to love each other. Wink, let's get it on. Bow, 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 bow. I've been really trying, baby. Fucking get that Marvin Gaye on, blasted. This man, I bet he slays pussy on the daily. Holding on tight, I love you too much to let go. Looking in the eyes, I'm so in love with you. Arm around waist, I'll show off my love for you. Spank on the ass, that's mine. Bitch, XD. Laughing while kissing, I am completely comfortable with you. How to tell between a real friend and a fake friend. Real friend, when you do something stupid and laugh, they will laugh with you. Fake friend, when you do something stupid, they will laugh at you. Real friend, when you both go to jail, they will say, damn, that was crazy. Fake friend, when you go to jail, they will tell you all the things you did wrong. Real friend, you don't come over, they say, I'm home. And fake friend, they ask to come over. Real friend, when they over, they help themselves to your food. Fake friend, when they come over, they ask if they can eat. That's just politeness. Real friend, when you get into a fight, they will fight with you. Fake friend, when you get into a fight, they're gonna watch. 16 things to do at a Walmart. Get 24 boxes of condoms and randomly put them in people's carts when they aren't looking. Set all the alarm clocks and electronics to go out at 5-minute intervals. Make a trail of tomato juice on the floor leading to the restrooms. Walk up to an employee and tell him/her in an official tone. Code 3 and housewares and see what happens. Go to the service desk and ask to put a bag of M&Ms on layaway. Move a caution wet floor sign to a carpeted area. Set up a tent in the camping department and tell other shoppers you'll invite them in if they'll bring pillows from the bedding department. When the clerk asks if they can help you, begin to cry and ask, why can't you people just leave me alone? Look right into the security camera and use it as a mirror and pick your nose. While handling guns in the hunting department, ask the clerk if he knows where the antidepressants are. Dart around the store suspiciously loudly humming the Mission Impossible theme. In the auto department, practice your Madonna look using different size funnels. Hide in a clothing rack and then people browse through say, pick me, pick me. When an announcement comes over the loudspeaker, assume the fetal position and scream, no, no, it's those voices again. I'm back. I'm back. I'm
and dance, you better get up for that thing and dance. Say it now!
Go into a fitting room and shut the door and wait a while, then yell very loudly, "There is no toilet paper in here." Get several bouncy balls and throw them down an aisle shouting, "Pikachu, I choose you." Repost this if you laughed or you're planning to do any of these things. Repost this. No. No. The updated Daughter of the Two Great Kunoichi, which was 2015. Is he still active? Please tell me he's active. Favorite stories? Category published, update title. Sorted by updated. The latest one was updated 2015. No! Next great writer of our time. We're not gonna get any more Daughter of the Harlequin. No more futa harem. No more Harley Quinn's Mary Sue daughter futanari harem. What are the reviews for that? Please update soon, 2018. Wowzers, 2017. This is pretty fun for a start. Please update soon. Guest, kill KYS, 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 KYS. Damn. XD, how many of your stories have I ended up finding and like reading now? I think this makes 8 or 9. Love this, keep going. Please continue this if you can. I like this very much. Update. So many people want this updating, but people, why aren't they updating? Add more lemons, please. That wasn't even me. Someone gets it. Add more lemons, please. Amazing story. Keep it the good work. By One Piece Dude 24. Hello, my name is Darius, and I want you to please continue updating your story. It's getting better and better now, and I can't wait till you update your story. But yeah, please continue to update your fanfiction. It's getting better and better now, so please continue to updating, please, and thank you. Very polite, man. Thank you, Darius. With 2 R's. Maybe it's Darius. One Piece Dude 24, but hasn't written anything himself. His favourite story, The Villain Wrangler. The sick child asked to meet a villain instead of a celebrity or superhero, like with most wishes. Someone's got to have the guts to track these wanted individuals down. It's not as easy as that one would think. What's there to worry about? They're all big softies anyways, right? There's Harry Potter Percy Jackson crossover. One Punch Man. One Punch Man harem. Probably gay harem. Okay, this One Piece Dude 24, I liked you up until I saw the Has-Been Hotel. No. Has-Been Hotel is haram. It's not halal, it is haram. Gay spider is against Allah. Can't say enough. Anyway, I did another one of these because last time I read something, people actually watched it. I couldn't give a shit if people actually watch these videos or not. I just enjoy making them sometimes. I make them when I want to. And maybe one day, people actually give a shit. Honestly, couldn't care less. I prefer, I get like 100 views with like only one or two comments saying like, "Oh, fucking go kill yourself, nigga," rather than like two comments, well, 2 views, 0 comments, and like look at the statistics and then like people lose interest easily, and it's like, man, I myself aren't someone who loses interest in easily. I like to stick around in something to make sure that it comes good eventually. I always like to give something a chance. Please give my stuff a chance. Listen to this whole thing if you can. It's bastardly lazy. You gotta think I took almost 2 hours out of my time to do this and then just post it on the internet with practically no gain. Practically no gain. I hope you enjoy. It's gonna be fucking huge to export. My throat's sore. Don't have enough drinks. It's like 20 to 12, 20 to midnight. I better be in bed. But good night, lads. It's